Hi there, welcome to today's painting tutorial. In this episode, we're going to paint an aspen tree with acrylic paints. So let's get started. And you can find this outline linked in the description below. I have the edges taped off with some masking tape, and I'm going to take my spray bottle and put some water on the canvas. And now I have some colors here. I have an orange and a yellowish orange. I'm going to take this 1-inch flat brush and let's put a base layer down as kind of a wash. So I'm going to put this yellowy color in the middle. And then I want it to get sort of darker as it goes around the edges. So I'm going to add some of this orange. I'm going to put that in. Let the colors mix together. Add more of that yellow. Then I'm going to take a little bit of water on the brush and see if I can use that to really kind of blend things a little bit better. Okay, and then you can just let this dry completely, and then we will move to the next step. Now I put some burnt umber onto the palette, and let's use that to put an underpainting for the tree. So you can use the tip of the brush to put some of these fine branches in. And you can let the brush kind of wobble a little bit just to get some of that texture and variation of shape. Just trying to go along the outline of the tree. Come this way. And then we can do this branch over here. These don't have to be precise. You don't have to follow the sketch exactly. You can go ahead and kind of add other branches along the way that you would like. And you want to try to make them kind of thinner and skinnier, and those are going to appear further away in the distance. When you get towards the end of the branches, see if you can get on the tip of that brush and make them thinner. And now we can add a little bit of definition. So I'm going to maybe put some of these kind of striped areas that the aspen tree has on its bark. Try to put those sort of in a random pattern. Some little marks are thinner and shorter, and some are longer. And then let's add a little bit of form here. So you can kind of get quite a bit of water on the brush and just start to build a little bit of a shadow on the tree. And that will start to make it look a little bit three-dimensional. Think about where the light is hitting and how that could cast a shadow onto the tree. Okay, so I think that looks good. So we'll let that dry and then we'll move to the next step. So now I added a light blue onto the palette along with a white and a beige paint. So we're going to try to do some negative painting for the sky. And let's start with a flat brush. I will take a size 6 flat brush. And we want this sky to get kind of lighter towards the center and darker towards the outside. So I'm going to start with the straight light blue. And let's put that in. So that orange is really bright on top of or underneath the blue. So we might have to do more than one layer with this. But we're just putting a first layer of the sky, kind of blocking it in with this large size 6 flat brush. Can go around the trunk of the tree. Okay, and then you can add a little bit more white into that blue to make a lighter shade of the blue as we get closer towards the center. And now I want to try to make kind of, as we said, negative painting. So try to imagine where some of the leaf clusters would be, and then see if you can kind of paint around where a cluster shape would be. Okay, and you can kind of add sort of like little dots as well, and that can make the illusion of kind of spots where the sky is showing through the leaves. Okay, in areas where it's kind of dry, I'm adding a little bit more the blue color. Okay, so I think I'll let this dry and then we can add a second layer of that blue paint. While some of that blue paint is still drying, let's add some beige into the trunk of the tree. So I'll take this 0 round brush and some of the beige paint. I'm just gonna add that in on top of this trunk. And I'm kind of trying to go around some of these lines that I made earlier. You can go a little bit over the edge of some of these burnt umber shadows. Just covering up the orange. Okay, and then you could go maybe into some of the branches, the larger branches. Okay, so now let's try to add a second layer of that blue. Put more of that onto the palette. And let's put a second layer. Using a nice large brush so we can cover the area pretty quickly. Brush size really helps with your painting process if you have the correct size. Okay, so I think that looks good. So now let's put some pastel yellow onto the palette. And let's see if we can start to add some leaves with that pastel yellow. I'm going to take a size 4 filbert. And let's see how that looks if we add just kind of dots to look like leaves. Okay, we're trying to make them random. And you can even go kind of over the edge with some of these. Just putting them around. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of white, and then let's put that in. Okay, so then you can let that dry, and then we'll add some more branches on top of that. Now let's switch to a size 0 round brush. I'm going to add some more detail to the tree. So I'm going to mix some of the beige in with that burnt umber just to make a mid-tone color. Just going to add that to kind of put a little bit more detail into the tree trunk. Add a little bit of a shadow. I can add a little bit more texture as well. Okay, so then let's take some of the burnt umber and let's add some more detail. So I'm going to try to connect some of these leaves that are all the way out here. So I'm going to make a lot of little branches connecting back to the main tree. And this could be a little bit tedious, so you could pause the video here. Really take your time. Add as much detail as you would like, and add as many branches as you would like as well. Trees are one of those subjects that just have a really lot of detail. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back to the size 4 filbert, and I'm going to take some of this orange paint, mix it with some of the yellow, and add some of it onto some of these leaves. Just trying to get kind of a variation here of color and get some of that darker orange in there. Okay, and let's see here. So now what you can do is add more blue to the palette. And let's put some areas of blue, kind of like small dots. Try to make them really random. And these are going to be areas where the sky is shining through. Can make just little dots of the blue to make the tree look like the sky is shining through. Okay, and then let's take a little bit of the white paint and just do a few final highlights. Okay, now let's take off the tape. Okay, and that is how you paint a simple aspen tree with acrylic paints. Please like and subscribe for more tutorials, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!